Hello and welcome to this video, and I'd like to do a results debrief of Eurovision 2024. In case you're wondering, Robin has decided to not leave that bag alone basically since I've brought it home. Every time she remembers it exists, it becomes her favourite thing to lick. She hasn't been in it once, she just licks it. That's where I put my camera microphones in right now, so I don't know, gear bag is apparently interesting. I bought this bag in the Emporia shopping centre opposite Malmö Arena. I guess I'm happy Robin likes it. What a Eurovision season it has been. Yeah, those last few days were quite something. There were some positives in there, and Eurovision itself is always fun, but that was quite a stressful time. I am only filming this video right now because I was ill after Eurovision. Someone in my family had predicted this, that I'd put myself through so much stress and sleepless nights during Eurovision that I am more susceptible to catch any illness. And I was pretty ill until about Thursday after Eurovision, let's put it that way. Friday I was still ill, I could have gotten up if I needed to. But Tuesday and Wednesday especially, I was basically knocked out, almost sleeping the whole time. So Eurovision flu is apparently something that I might need to prepare myself for the coming years. The bunting gets explained in another video discussing my watch party. If you'd like to watch that, it's linked somewhere, I'm sure. Before I get into the proper results, the non-qualifications, the disqualifications, points from juries, from televotes, I would like to quickly go over this year's rule changes and how they affected the results. Obviously, we'll never know for sure until maybe EBU releases statistics as to when people voted, but I don't see that happening in the near future, so I'll assume we're not getting that information, but it would be very interesting. How did early voting affect it? Oh. Ah, now she's coming to lick the microphone cable. Fascinating. There you go. No, you want the bag. Okay, have your bag. I don't get it. How did the early voting affect the grand final? I think it did. I saw some graphs from someone a few days ago and I tried to find them before filming this video. I could not. So I don't know exactly what the numbers were, but it did appear to me as though early voting did have a slight effect because there were lots more peaks and troughs than I'd expect usually. Like, I'd expect it to be a bit more rounded. The big five performing in the semi-final, I would argue that didn't have an effect, but once again, I don't know that we'll ever know. The interesting thing is none of the big five came in the bottom five, so maybe it did have an effect. And then Producer's Choice, I think, did make for a better show. However, at my watch party, I did notice a lot of chatting during the songs that I didn't specifically request. We listen a bit more intensely to. Or in other words, especially during Ramonda and I think We Will Rave, we were quite out of it. So the later songs, within my watch party at least, that weren't the big draws, did have a slight disadvantage, it seems. Anyway, now that I've gotten the changes out of the way mostly, I'd like to go over the true results. Starting with the grand final, obviously our winner, Nemo. I was so excited to get back to Germany and see them in not one, but two newspapers on the cover. That was pretty exciting. That picture up there is from Die Welt on Monday the 13th of May, and then I also saw them in the Süddeutsche Zeitung. Yeah, I found it so cool. I don't know if I missed Loreen in the newspapers last year, but I found that very cool when I came back to Germany. 226 points from the public and 365 from the juries. I honestly did not see such a massive margin happening for any of the acts this year, especially of the juries. So that is interesting. I don't know what happened there. If all the juries were trying to be strategic, preventing Israel from winning, maybe, because they did get significantly less jury points than you'd expect for such a song, or if Nemo just really smashed it out of the park and no one else did during the jury show. The main contender for jury points, in my opinion, would have been France, and he did have some voice cracks, so maybe that's why Nemo dominated so much. I don't know if we'll know. But also a very, very healthy televote score. The interesting thing being they were 5th, which hasn't happened before to my knowledge. Someone coming outside of the top 4 in either jury or televote and still winning. So you could argue 1 point behind France doesn't really make a difference, but we also had a very lopsided televote score this year again, with the top 5 to 7 getting way loads of points and everyone else significantly less than we're maybe used to. I personally am very, very happy with the winner, and simultaneously I'm so sad for Croatia. I had them as my number 1 and number 2 going into the show, and it was very, very close. I did have Switzerland just about as my number 1, but not by much. And I would have been so, so happy with either country winning, to be honest. I think it's so cool to have Nemo as our winner. They seem like a lovely person, and that's just going to be very, very fun to have them at the events over the next year again. Simultaneously, Croatia having their first win under the Croatian flag would have been fun, and it would have been a much cheaper Eurovision to go to next year. On the plus side for Switzerland though, I do speak all of their languages conversationally, so I've got a bit of an advantage there in some sense. But if Croatia had won, I would have started Croatian on the Duolingo on May 12th, so you win some, you lose some. In the second spot, we've got Croatia, 337 public points, 210 jury points. That's still a very, very good jury score, more than Karja got last year. I also think Baby Lasagna does technically sing better than Karja, but I am not a full expert by any means, so that's just what I gather. It's hard to say because of all of the events that went down on May 10th and 11th. Maybe there was some vote bombing for Croatia and he otherwise would have gotten a slightly lower televote score, I don't know, but I know that I sent 10 votes to Croatia, 7 to Switzerland and 3 to Lithuania. Those were my top 3, but I sent more votes for Croatia to prevent Israel from winning the televote. That was my strategic thinking behind that. He's still a televote winner and he should be so, so proud of himself. It's Croatia's best ever result. I'd absolutely take Nemo and Baby Lasagna competing in separate years and both being winners over, say, a Karja win last year. Honestly, I know that could be recency talking, but to me personally, I prefer both of those songs to Cha Cha Cha. Still love Cha Cha Cha, but I would have preferred them to be in separate years and both be winners because honestly, they were so close to me. I won't claim to know for the entire season that Switzerland definitely will win, but during Eurovision in concert on April 13th, after Nemo performed, I did send someone a text message saying, Switzerland will win, what an energy, in Polish, which is why what an energy is a bit odd, maybe what a vibe more so. But yeah, I was absolutely enthralled by Nemo when they performed live in front of me in Amsterdam, and I was so convinced that Switzerland will win, and they did. And then I promptly started doubting myself 5 minutes later, but there were 5 minutes where I felt it in my bones and I was like, yes, Switzerland is winning, no doubt about it. And then obviously doubted myself, and especially after May 10th and 11th, I just had absolutely no clue what was going to happen. But in that moment, after Neiman gotten off the stage, I was like, Switzerland's winning. The rest I'll go through much quicker because I have also less to say, unless I do have a bit more to say. Ukraine coming in third from the second running order, brilliant, well done. Deserved. Like, yeah, there's maybe still some sympathy points, but honestly, they deserved it. France in fourth, I think fair enough. I was surprised by the number of jury points for France because of the voice cracks in the jury show. I don't know if they accounted for that or what, but well done, Simon. Maybe that will improve Eurovision's image in France. Israel in fifth. To me, that's unfortunate, but it's expected. I think everything that the Israeli delegation did in Malmö, well, not everything, I think they did so many things wrong that a ban would be in order. I thought a ban would be in order since October, but we'll see what actually happens. Yeah, I still think the song was political. Ireland in sixth. Now that is a result. Sixth in the jury, sixth in the televote, sixth overall. Well done, Bad Thug. I didn't think that, honestly. When I listened to the songs for Eurosong, I did end up having Doomsday Blue last, technically. But having read up on Bambi Thug between my initial reaction and uploading the video, I did say I'll have to see what the visual package is like, because the song isn't really anything for me, but the visual package might be interesting. And it totally was. Well done, truly. That was such a great result for Ireland. Maybe Bambi Thug can stay on as a consultant or something if they still feel like it, because they didn't seem so happy about Eurovision after Eurovision. So if they're up for it, might be a good idea for Ireland. Italy in seventh, their worst result in the last 7 or 8 years or so, but still amazing in the top 10. I think the staging let them down. Everyone says that, so I'm not gonna keep you know, repeating the same thing that everyone else is saying. Armenia in 8th, fairly good result. I think, to me, it was expected, because it's a pretty cool party song, but well done, Armenia. They seem to be on a low-key good track. Like, there's not, you know, amazing things happening with the Armenian results, but they are building. So that's a country to just kind of have in the back of your mind for maybe they'll come and surprise us with a win soon, because they're doing very well at Junior Eurovision as well. Sweden in 9th, also a very bad result for Sweden, but from opening slot could have been worse. Not much more to say about that. Portugal in 10th is very, very good. I wasn't even sure that she'd be making it out of the semi-final. Congratulations, Yolanda. Brilliant performance. Very well deserved. Greece in 11th. I honestly figured this would be in the top 10. I don't personally get it, but 11th is still great. Germany in 12th. Don't know if you know, I do say it in my videos, but I live in Hamburg in Germany, and I was shocked, to be honest. I was just sat there shocked, because last year when Germany sent Lord of the Lost, I was like, this is absolutely the right thing for Germany, taking a risk, and it's so cool. It was my family's winner, the conglomerate of all my family's results. Lord of the Lost was our winner, and then they came last. What gives? I don't know. Apparently they were 11th and 12th very often, but Isaac managed to get actual 12th. So congrats to him. I am only slightly worried that Germany will get the wrong conclusion from this and just send another radio song next year. I was hoping Stefan Raab could step in and help Germany get good at Eurovision again, because I would love to see a Eurovision hosted in Hamburg. Like, even if one day I move out of Hamburg, I will absolutely be spending the 2 weeks here if Eurovision comes here. I mean, Isaac deserves his spot because he can sing the song very well. I just did not see this coming, to be honest. So I think it was the jury boost and the top-heavy televote that helped him, in my opinion. In the 13th place, we've got Luxembourg just sneaking in onto the left hand of the scoreboard. Very good for them. Glad to see that they've said they're coming back for 2025 already. Well done, Tally. In the 14th spot, Lithuania. I was hoping for a top 10 for him. I even said that to him in person, but alas, it wasn't meant to be. I did mention during the performance while he was performing to everyone else, oh, I think he's got a bit low energy for this performance. I don't know what's up. He said it was performing after Israel on Twitter. He said he would have rather not qualified, which is so devastating. But 14th spot is still very good. I still love the song. I will be following Sylvester Bell with whatever new music he comes out with, definitely. So it's still a win for him. But unfortunate that he didn't enjoy his grand final performance, and that I could tell as well. Because if I could tell, maybe there's other people who could tell. I don't know. I knew the performance in and out. I've seen it live twice, and I'd seen him twice live in front of me conversationally, so maybe I could tell better than other people, but I don't know. I'm disappointed, because I would have liked a top 10 finish for him, but it's still a great result. In the 15th spot, we got Cyprus. Surprised me, honestly. I didn't think so many people would vote for this, but well done, Celia Capsus, because it's one of the best results from such a young performer we've had in a while. In the 16th spot, Latvia. Everyone's shock qualifier. Well done, Dons. He was providing such good meme content throughout the whole season, and I'm happy to have seen him in the final, to be honest. The song isn't my favourite, but he is one of the funnest contestants that we had this year, so happy to have seen him in the final. Surprised he got such a high result. I don't know who exactly was voting for him, because it was fairly well balanced between televote and jury, so I don't know, but seriously, well done, Dons. In the 17th spot, we got Serbia. Kind of expected for me. I said in my prediction video that I figured Portugal would be the ballad that get. This is the biggest boost that I didn't expect to come in the top 10 out of the ballads that we had in the final. 18th spot for the UK, with the big headline being null point in the televote. I was shocked. I don't know if people were just too taken aback by the intensity of the performance, but I'm so sorry for Ollie, honestly. Like, to have it be such a big dream and then null point. He took it well. His reaction in the moment was good, so that's all you can ask for, really, if you get null point. In the 19th spot, Finland. Fair. Didn't expect it to do much better, because there were other televote magnets. I mean, to be honest, no, I did. I did expect it to get a bit more televote love, but maybe this televote bombing affected it. I don't know. We can only speculate. 20th spot, Estonia. I had fun dancing along to it. That's the only song I actually got up for during the final to dance along to, because during the semi-final I sort of got up and tried to learn the dance and did not work. I lied down for about 30 seconds on the floor, got up, figured it out somehow. So then I was like, well, I have to do it in the final now. Kind of spiritually send them my vibes. They were so fun in the green room, absolutely brilliant. In their duvets for the semi-final, and then fishing for points in the final. Top tier. Really enjoyed it. Thank you, Vis minus and pull up. 21st spot Georgia, a little bit lower than I expected, but once again, top heavy televote score, so I guess that's expected. 22nd Spain, lowest of the big five. Pretty good, I think. I enjoyed it. It was a big hit at my watch party, and I'm happy that Spaniards loved their entry. 23rd Slovenia, well done Raven. I'm not sure that I could have expected much more because I was a little bit baffled by it and I had very high expectations when I first listened to it. So getting to the final was plenty good enough. 24th Austria, technical difficulties. Unfortunate, but maybe not completely unexpected. I think everyone was saying throughout the season this is probably one that Euro fans really love but everyone else might not completely get. And then 25th Norway. That is a crime. Initially when the points were given out, I was like, this is exactly like Lord of the Lost last year, an established band coming last. Established bands shouldn't go to Eurovision. I didn't mean that seriously. I mean that in terms of why are they being paid dust? I don't know. But yeah, that's what they got. I feel very sorry for them, for Gotha. I hope they're not taking it too hard and that they can still say they enjoyed their time at Eurovision. But judging by their interviews with the Norwegian press, doesn't seem like it. So very unfortunate. Regarding the semi-finals, there's not many surprises. Lithuania coming in 4th with 119 points, and semi-final 1 was pretty good. But other than that, I think there's nothing particularly unexpected other than maybe Serbia being in 10th and Slovenia in 9th. I figured that might have been the other way around, especially based on their final results as well. But you okay? Okay, but yeah, fair enough. What did surprise me was Australia coming in 11th and Poland in 12th. I figured that would definitely be the other way around, but well done, Electric Fields. Unfortunate to not have you in the final, to be honest. This is the first time that I consider Australia to have truly not qualified, because 2021, live on tape, I think they figured that it wasn't worth it to come to Europe for the final, and understandably so, in extraneous circumstances, or what was the word? Unprecedented times. This is to me the first true Australian non-qualification, so that's very unfortunate. Poland, I was shocked by not qualifying. Very sorry for Luna. I did get a puzzle from Luna when I interviewed her. There we go. There's the tower puzzle. I think the performance was a bit too much, to be honest. I like taking a risk. I don't know if that wasn't too much. Pretty unfortunate though, because I like seeing Poland in the final. In the 13th spot, Moldova did surprise me. I thought this would come dead last. Didn't. So well done, Natalia Barbu. 14th spot, Azerbaijan. I figured, to be honest. Before we saw the stage shows, I thought they'd be probably 8th to 12th, but with the stage show, I was like, this is probably not qualifying. And then in the 15th spot, Iceland did surprise me. I thought it'd get a few more points, especially with people maybe recognising Hera Björk, but apparently not. So unfortunate, but what can you do? Second semi-final, the winner was Israel. Unfortunate. Second place for Netherlands. Yeah. Third place, Armenia, very, very good. Well done. Switzerland coming only 4th in the semi-final and then winning though. It's quite significant. That's surprising to me. I mean, I know obviously Nemo got a big jury boost, but 4th in the semi-final to then winner. That's also an unusual story from this year. 7th Latvia. Very impressive. Very, very impressive considering nobody even had him down as a qualifier. So well done, Dons, once again. 10th Norway is again the shock, but I mean, obviously after we found out their final scores, we could have expected it, but on the Thursday, if you'd told me they'd come 10th, I wouldn't have believed you, because I thought they did really good, and they do really good every single time. I'm so impressed by them, but I guess it didn't translate to general audiences. 11th Czechia, very unfortunate. 12th Denmark, I figured, but yeah, Saba does give a great performance every time, as does everyone, to be honest. It's so painful to lose anyone in the semi-finals. 13th Belgium, I was devastated. That song was my number 1 for 2 months before the body's over. But once he started doing pre-parties, and it really sunk into me that he is not giving it the energy that I expected from it in the studio. It did drop down a few places for me, but I was still devastated that I didn't get through to the final. I was actually shocked, and especially seeing this, that he was in 13th, like 20 points behind Czechia. Didn't see that coming at all. I feel pretty sorry for Musti. He was the first announced artist. 14th spot, San Marino. I'm disappointed. I thought they might have done a bit better, even if they didn't qualify. I thought they might have come 11th, 12th, but I'm not exactly surprised because I think Kenzie did lose the song at some point for like a solid 5 seconds or so. She was offbeat, unfortunately. That sucks, especially if it only happens during the semi-final performance, but you can't fix that. It's the one performance you've got, and that's so unfortunate. 15th spot Albania, figured that this wouldn't qualify. I mean, the staging was interesting, a risk, but it didn't pay off this time. And 16th Malta, everyone's been saying not deserved of last place, but I guess that's what happened. I don't know why. Maybe just because she did open, people forgot about it or something, especially with Georgia and Austria in the same semi-final, but yeah, that was surprising as well. And then the elephant in the room, also, Jost Klein being disqualified. We don't know everything. I don't know if we will ever know everything, and if we will, it'll probably only be in June. I don't know. I think it's a real shame because the song was really cool and definitely had good chances of being in the top 5 or so. I don't think it would have won, purely based on the fact that we've got his jury score now and it's meant to be like 58. Would not have been enough to win. But then again, were the juries influenced by the fact that they only saw his semi-final performance and they didn't know what to do with it? I don't know. I think it sucks for Dutch fans. And based on the information we do have, it seems like it was an unfair disqualification, especially when you compare it to what the Israeli delegation was doing the whole time. But we don't actually know what happened, so we just have to assume that the trial will be fair or something and that Jost can recover. Maybe he wants to go to Eurovision 2025, especially with some behind-the-scenes changes, but we'll have to wait and see. And I do think it's very unfortunate because I think the song was very cool, especially for casual fans. It would have been fun to see that in the final if people don't know about it. I mean, I think a lot of people know about it because it was covered pretty extensively by like all the news, but I did miss Europapa in the final. I'm glad to have seen it live in Amsterdam though, personally. And like, if Jost actually did do something actually bad, I understand the disqualification, but we don't know that yet. And the fact that the EBU has been so bad at communicating everything is not helping the situation. Those are my thoughts on the final results. I'm very happy with the winner. And at the same time, I'm torn because I would have loved Dream Team Team to have won. So, I don't know. I love both the Code and the Dream Team Team. Everyone was saying the whole time that this year has been very strong. I thought 2023 was stronger, but there were more individual songs that stand out to me this year. Whereas last year, the average quality was higher for me. So, you know, comparing apples and oranges really. In order to stop this video being like half an hour long, which it probably already is approaching, I would like to end it here. I think this year was very chaotic and stressful, and everyone's been saying maybe it's post-Eurovision relief this year, not just post-Eurovision depression. And I kind of follow. It's definitely been an interesting one. Thank you ever so much for watching this video. I really do hope that you enjoyed it, that you got something out of it. I will see you in the next one that shows up on your feed. Bye! That is everything but normal. Okay.